around it. Look how thick it is. Like I said, it's 9 feet wide, 3 feet thick. 5.5 feet at the center cut. Who knows how tall it really is. Who knows how much of it is buried. Look at that thing. The north side has like lichen and little moss on it, of course. I've even had cameras back here. I had one about 1.5 feet up at the base of this little alligator looking at it. And let's go this way. I don't want to leave any steps in the snow either. But I want to see if there's any tracks in it. Because this is what's left for the critters to munch on for water. They feed on the snow. There's some melted out tracks in here. I almost thought I saw a cat track, but it's impossible to tell. There's no way to identify those. It's crazy. So I'm 6 feet tall. I'm just standing up at that tree. I'm just barely 1/2 foot taller than that center cut. And I got about 71 or 2 inch wingspan. When I stretch my arms out, there's still another 1.5 feet on either side. It's 9 feet wide. I've measured it many times. The base is about 5.5 feet. And who knows, it could go 2, 3, 4, 5 feet down underneath that dirt. And this is all we see. I just think this thing grows 1/2 inch per decade. And it's nearly 24 feet in circumference. It's about 30 some feet at the tip. I've kind of just had to guesstimate, but you just have to stack. I know that's about 5.5 feet. 5.5, 11, what is it, 16 and a half. Add another 5. Actually, it's about 20 some feet up. That's right. Not 30, it's like 20 some. 20 feet. So there are many that are much taller, but usually they're like a single trunk. Kind of the more like there's one way over there. It's tall, as tall or a little taller, but it could be 500 years younger than this one, just because of the girth of this sucker. You'll never see an ancient tree like this, ever, in real life. It's not documented online. I've done reverse image searches on all the search engines. There's zero. The only thing that like Google Images can find online is I have a video that I posted a month and a half back, and the thumbnail of that video is this tree, and it's the only thing that the internet can find is my video of this tree. When you put the image of it, upload it to the internet. No one has ever been here but me since I found it. You know, since I've been coming out here, and I've always had cameras, and nobody's been here. And even if someone did walk by, a random hunter, a random hiker, and most of the time up here it's like people on horseback. There's a rocky trail up there, so they're not going to see it from up there. And you know, when you're walking and or even mountain biking that rocky trail, you got to watch your step or you're going to wipe out. If someone were to walk through here, they're going to be watching their step. They might be looking out, but by the time they might even get to the side of this tree, even if they stop to look, they're not going to know. You look at it from this angle, it looks like any other alligator juniper. I doubt anyone pays attention. If I'd been following those elk just over here and couldn't catch the front of that tree, I wouldn't have known. I never probably would have walked through here again. It could have been, you know, I had no idea where I was that day. It was the first time really walking around here. And I think it was, see, here's this alligator over here. That's the one with that twisted. No, it's not the one with the twisted branch. That's a different one. They're all twisted though. But I think I came out here a week later to try to find this sucker again. And when I left this tree, I walked straight down the slope until I got to the bottom and could find some familiar territory, and then I hiked all the way back to the RV, and that turned into like a 7-hour day, because I started way out to the east and hiked some crazy shit getting out here, and didn't expect it. I was just wandering. So that like a week later, I came out here. I walked for 8 hours and I could not find the tree. I don't know where I was. I think I was still further over there. And I walked up and down this slope for hours until I had to force myself to go back before dark. It just wrecked my legs. And the next day I came out here, I did like 7 or 8 more hours. I don't know where I was searching. I think I was way down in there and I couldn't find it. I know at one point I was all the way to the south, higher up, and I couldn't find it. And I just was like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to find this sucker again. But I learned this whole area by doing that. And I think it was the 4th time then, I think a week after that, it took me probably 5 hours. I think I was down in here. And I didn't know how much higher I had to go, but I knew I had to keep going up slope. And I was beyond the tree. I was out that way, just like earlier. And I walked in on it, just like I did earlier. I walked in, I finally found it. Because this whole slope, I realized I had to just, from the bottom, just start walking it back and forth and working my way up, back and forth. And then I was out there and I walked over and I found it. I mean, I had walked over my same tracks for hours on those different days. I couldn't find it, just walking in circles. It was a trek. I did not think I'd ever find it again. I just didn't know this area at all, and now I do. But if you're looking at it this way, there it is. You would never know. You would never know. And then you get like this, face on. All right, well, I'm going to check this game cam out and see what's been happening. Later.